Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So for today's video I want to discuss with you all an idea that I came up with when I was watching the War Machines for my 60th anniversary marathon a few weeks ago. As I was watching it I kept on thinking I can actually see this working as a Third Doctor unit story, and as strange as it might sound, I do still stand by that. I could 100% picture Jon Pertwee fighting against Wotan with the Brigadier, Joe and the rest of the unit family. Which then got me thinking, could the War Machines actually be what laid the groundwork for the Pertwee era? Could it be the real first Earthbound story the show ever did? Now I know what some of you might be thinking, but surely the War Machines can't be the first story set on contemporary Earth, and yes, technically it isn't. There was Planet of Giants as well as the very first episode of An Unearthly Child, of course, but neither of these really felt like they could have been Jon Pertwee stories. Planet of Giants merely used a contemporary setting to explore the ideas of size and proportions, and the first episode of An Unearthly Child was more concerned with establishing the show and introducing the four main characters of the First Doctor, Ian, Barbara and Susan respectively. Whereas with the War Machines, part of the whole point of the story is to ground it in the then present day. This comes down to even the characters of Ben and Polly, with the production team at the time of producer Innes Lloyd and story editor Jerry Davis deliberately wanting them to feel like normal everyday 60s youngsters. The scene set in the Inferno Club also adds to the contemporary swinging 60s feel of the story. Of course, this doesn't all mean that all the unit stories in the Third Doctor's era felt very contemporary to the era they were made and transmitted in, the 1970s of course. The whole placing of them was deliberately left pretty vague as well, arguably leading to the infamous unit dating controversy. But even bearing all of that in mind, some do still feel like they're set in the 1970s, or at the very least not too long afterwards. The Green Death could be an example of this, with it definitely not being a coincidence that it was written all about the coal and oil industries at a time when many coal miners in the UK were on strike, demanding better pay and working conditions. But getting back to the War Machines, the whole idea of Wotan itself really does feel like something from the Jon Pertwee era. In fact, I could even argue that they would later replicate it to some extent in the Pertwee era proper, with Boss in the aforementioned Green Death. Both are cutting-edge supercomputers who have developed wills and minds of their own after all. But maybe I'm just mad and looking far too much into all of this. Maybe, to paraphrase the 8th Doctor, I'm seeing patterns in things that aren't really there. But I do certainly like the idea that the War Machines laid the foundations for all the other Earthbound stories that would come after it. Not just the Jon Pertwee era, but Patrick Troughton's stories like The Web of Fear and The Invasion too. In my honest opinion, I feel like the War Machines walked so that all similar stories that came later could run. But anyway, so there's my perhaps slightly crazy idea to do with the War Machines. But what are your thoughts? Do you think I could be onto something or not? Please let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, so thanks for watching, hope you liked it. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button below, as well as press the bell icon at the side of it, so that you'll stay notified of when all my new videos come out. And I shall see you all in another video. So, until next time, bye bye!